All right, everyone, we are headed off to another shoot. So another portrait session. I have set out a goal for myself of 25 shoots by the end of the year, and just coming into it, it's a little intimidating to say the least. But I have paired up, like I said in a prior video, with my wife, who is a rock star, to kind of collaborate on how to market ourselves. And she's doing sales calls and everything like I talked about before, but we are headed out right now to shoot number 8 of 25. Currently right now, we have a total of 13 booked, and those 13 booked are in a matter of about a month and a half. So it's been non-stop go, lots of editing, and it's non-stop kind of down on my computer. So it's been pretty awesome. It's been a ride, and super excited to accomplish the goal. I will highly suggest, if you have not set out goals for yourself for how many shoots you actually want to accomplish, do it, because it actually sets yourself up for some success. It's actually going to drive you to have something to strive for. So again, setting goals is huge. So encourage you guys to do that if you're not doing that in your photography business. Again, we're going on number 8 today. We've gotten 13 booked, and we're just in a small town, guys. So for you that are in bigger, metropolitan areas, cities, stuff of that nature, really just get yourself out there. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to say what you do. Don't be afraid to talk about the price. Just get out and do it. So now to get to the fun but scary story that the title's about. So I was on a photo shoot, it was yesterday, and go out there. It was actually an engagement shoot. All the photos turned out awesome, by the way, but I was on the shoot, on location, and it's at this place called the Oregon Trail, and there's like a paved pathway for part of it. And so we were up doing the shoot, and I have this little clip. I'll post a link below, but I'll show you guys what it is here when I get back to the studio. Anyways, I had my camera clipped into it, and it's on my hip like I normally always have it, and this time, for whatever reason, I decided that I wanted to have how it clipped in from the front versus in the back. Well, what I didn't realize is that when I would squat down, that would actually hit the release trigger. And sure enough, about halfway through the shoot, I was down in this little creek area, and I came out of it, crawled out of it, and I got up on top, and sure enough, all of a sudden, I hit that release trigger, and my camera went flying and smacked the asphalt, and my heart dropped a little bit. So I was panicking inside, trying to look as composed as absolutely possible, but as you all know, when you drop a piece of equipment, you don't know what to expect when you pull it up and pick it up off the ground. Luckily, it seems like it actually hit on the lens hood, which kind of broke the fall a little bit, but I went to turn it back on, and it actually wouldn't turn on. I tried multiple times, off and on, still wouldn't turn on. I thought, oh man, I got all these photo shoots booked up. I'm right in the middle of one right now. The fiance, he was from Minnesota, so he's down here for the weekend, and it's not like I can just reschedule him either. So, when I get a new camera, so I'm starting to panic even more, walk back over to where all my equipment is, and start, inspecting it, taking everything out. So I pull out the battery, I pull out the cards, make sure everything's off, detach the lenses. It doesn't look like it's scraped up or anything too bad, but it's just not turning on. So after about 5 minutes, it finally kicks on, turns on. My heart kind of comes back into my chest a little bit. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, is this thing gonna autofocus, or what's gonna happen? Somehow, miraculously, like I said, I think it dropped when it hit. It landed on the lens hood, which blew part of that apart and broke the fall of the rest of the camera. So luckily, did another shoot this morning, going to my next one right now at this moment, and it seems like everything is in working order. So I couldn't be happier. On the side note, there's a small part of me that was like, oh, Well, I guess I always wanted to upgrade to a mirrorless camera, so I guess now is the best time to do that. But nope, no big new equipment purchases for me today. So that's my story. It's funny now. Lesson learned. That little clip now resides back on my backpack. I will be wearing my backpack with that attached there, where it cannot hit that release button easily. So, lesson learned. At the end of the day, everything's good. All right, everyone, I just got done with that shoot, and oh my goodness, it was phenomenal. Literally, it was one of those times that you're out doing a shoot, and even in camera, you are just like blown away at what the results are. So super excited about that, but not while I'm back on here. Just want to brag a little bit, I guess. I'll try to put them up if I get the okay from the client to put them up on here to show them off. But anyways, going back to my story, I just want to kind of conclude real quick about one other thing. So camera drops, yes, everything's okay in the end, which I'm thankful for at the end of the day. But the other thing that I wanted to just touch base on is the camera, falls, completely disrupts my mindset. And so all the poses I had planned, all the things I had planned for the shoot, just poof, out of my brain, right? So trying to recoup off that. Everything turned out fine. Shots were amazing still. So now, today, before this shoot, just in case, right, I just want to come up with a redundant plan. Redundancy is, crucial in the photography world. So I actually just went to my Pinterest board, started, pinning all kinds of poses and everything like that, from family shoots to couple shoots to engagement shoots, just to ensure that if anything like this ever happens to me again, I mean, God willing, it doesn't by any means, but if anything like this does have to, if anything like this does happen to happen, if anything like this does happen in the future, that I can have something to rely back on. Like in my brain, I typically keep all my shoots, what I know, what I like to shoot, how I like to pose people. But in that moment, I tell you, my brain went blank, and that is not a good thing when you're out in the middle of a photo shoot. So that would have been super helpful to have that on me at that time, but I didn't. Made it work. But going forward, yes, I will always have a Pinterest board with a backup plan. So, anyways, let me know in the comments if you've ever dropped your equipment, what you did, how did you get through the shoot, and please like and subscribe. If you're enjoying any of this content, check out my other videos. I know the channel's just starting, but hoping to take it somewhere. So with that, later.